Could you learn a century of history in just 5 minutes? Let's find out. Welcome to History in 5 Minutes. Today's adventure, lesser-known and overlooked history of South America, beyond the Inca and Aztec narratives, covering ancient civilizations like the Norte Chico, Peru, the Tiwanaku Empire, the Muisca Confederation in Colombia, the Chachapoya Cloud Warriors, the mysterious Marajura culture in the Amazon, pre-Columbian Amazonian earthworks and lost cities, and untold stories of resistance and survival during European colonization. Focusing on surprising facts most people have never heard. Most people know the Inca and Aztec, but South America's ancient story runs far deeper, thousands of years older, stranger, and more complex than textbooks ever reveal. Today, we uncover the civilization's history forgot. Around 3000 BCE, while Egypt built pyramids, the Norte Chico civilization in coastal Peru constructed massive stone platform mounds and complex irrigation systems, making it the oldest known civilization in the entire Western Hemisphere. Astonishingly, Norte Chico had no writing, no pottery, and almost no evidence of warfare, yet they built monumental cities. They used knotted strings called quipus to record data, a system later adopted by the Inca 1,000 years later. Near Lake Titicaca at 12,500 feet above sea level, the Tiwanaku Empire dominated the Andean highlands from 500 to 1000 CE. Their capital held 20,000 people and featured the legendary Gateway of the Sun, carved from a single massive stone block. Tiwanaku engineers invented raised field farming, called sucakalos, elevated earthen platforms surrounded by water channels that trapped solar heat overnight, enabling crops to survive deadly Andean frosts. This ancient technology outperforms modern farming methods in the same region today. In the highlands of modern Colombia, the Muisca Confederation created one of the most sophisticated political systems in the Americas. Their famous Zipa ritual, a chief covered in gold dust sailing on a raft, became the legend of El Dorado that obsessed European explorers. The Muisca were extraordinary goldsmiths. The Muisca raft, a tiny gold figurine discovered in a cave in 1969, depicts the exact El Dorado ceremony and is now considered one of the most important pre-Columbian artifacts in existence, housed in Bogotá's Gold Museum. In the cloud forest of northern Peru lived the Chachapoya, called warriors of the clouds. Light-skinned with red and blonde hair according to Inca chroniclers, they were fierce fighters who resisted Inca conquest for decades and built spectacular cliffside citadels. Quilap Fortress sits at 10,000 feet elevation in Peru's cloud forest. Its outer walls stand 60 feet tall, enclosing over 400 circular stone buildings. Built before the Inca, Quilap used more stone than the Great Pyramid of Giza, yet most people have never heard of it. On Marajo Island at the mouth of the Amazon River, the Marajura culture created startlingly sophisticated polychrome ceramics and elaborate burial mounds between 400 and 1300 CE. In a rainforest environment most archaeologists once believed could never support complex civilization. Using satellite imagery and LiDAR scanning, archaeologists recently discovered thousands of geometric earthworks, ditches, roads, and plazas hidden beneath the Amazon jungle, revealing that millions of people lived in sophisticated urban networks long before Columbus arrived. Ancient Amazonians created terra preta, Portuguese for dark earth, a man-made super-fertile soil enriched with charcoal, bone, and organic waste that remains extraordinarily productive today, 2,000 years later. This proves the Amazon supported massive, agriculture-based civilizations. When Europeans arrived, they didn't just conquer armies. They unleashed smallpox, measles, and typhus. Within 150 years of contact, up to 90% of indigenous South Americans, an estimated 50 to 60 million people, died in the greatest demographic catastrophe in human history. Resistance never stopped. In 1572, the last Inca Emperor Tupac Amaru was publicly executed in Cusco. In Brazil, escaped African and indigenous people built Quilombo dos Palmares, a free nation of 30,000 people that survived for nearly 100 years against repeated Portuguese military attacks. Today, millions of descendants of these civilizations keep their languages, traditions, and knowledge alive. And archaeologists keep making stunning new discoveries beneath South American soil and jungle. The true history of the Americas has barely begun to be told. 5 minutes is up, but the history keeps going. Let me know what topic you want condensed next in the comments below. See you in the next one.